Welcome to IT articles. Today we'll see the cookies in HTML. So let's get started. Here we have a basic HTML page which has one form, one text box, and one group of buttons. They are named as save, get, and delete. They will be performing this operation as they are named. In JavaScript section, we can see we have two functions, get and clear value. Uh, they will be used to get the value from this text box and to clear the value in text box. We have three functions which are associated with these buttons respectively. So let's get started. Here first we'll save the value in cookie. So it's document cookie is the property which is used to save the cookie for your domain level. So it takes as I'll say plain text, so you can store anything as a plain text. In case if you have a complex object, you can serialize that object and then you can store here. As of now, I'll be just playing with some basic value that's whatsoever you have entered in your text box. So let's say I want this value to be saved, so get value. Okay, so this will save your value in the cookie, and to get, of course, we can use the same properties, and let's save in value. Here we'll see in case if we have some value, we'll be displaying a alert or the value in the alert box. Cookies is actually used as a storage for at the client side, so you can store anything in plain text format and then you can fetch, of course. Cookies is a special sort of storage which will be transferred with your every request to the server. We'll see that also in a moment, but as of now we'll see how we can save some sort of values and how we can get. So yeah, when we set the values, let's clear the text box also. So this is our form which has some sort of style also, which we have defined in this text file, some basic style, some shadow box, shadow, some border, some margin, etc. So this is how our form looks like. So let's type IT article or some sort of values whatsoever you want to save. Some IT articles. If I say save, sorry, oops, I say get. So let's say save first, and if I say get, you can see the values here. Let's open your dev tool of your browser by pressing F12 or by pressing the right click and say inspect your element. So if I'm pressing the F12, we can see our browser open, and see, because I have already on this node cookies, which is under the application of your dev tools. So under the application, I select the cookie, and under the cookie select your domain. Here you can see your value, your domain, path, and under the expiry you can see the session. That's mean we don't have any specific time associated as an expiry or assigned as an expiry. That's mean this cookie will be available till this browser or this session is available. So once this session will be killed or will be closed, your cookie will be gone. So we have already saved this value which is available here. In case if refreshing our page so many times or n number of times, still this value is here. So if we click on the get, we can get the values. Why? Because it will expire on closing the session. Let's work on the delete part. We can associate expiry also with our cookies. That's mean if you set a specific time as expiry, then the cookie will be gone after the time is expired. Another point that I made earlier is your cookies is some sort of storage which will be transported with every request. So let's see that also. Let's come to the network tab, which is listing all the requests from this page or when it's loading or if you are performing some operations. So here you can see it's a very first request which is loading your HTML page. Then this HTML page is actually loading your style sheet. So we'll inspect both the, let's scroll a little bit up. So we'll see both the request. So under general we don't have seen. Let's jump to the request header. In the request header, if you scroll a little bit down, you can see your cookies is associate. So whatsoever value you have set it there in the cookies, that will be transferred to the server as a cookie. That's mean if you are setting some value in the cookies, that value can be fetched by your server also if you are making any request, because that cookie will associate with every request. After this, your style css also was another request. So if you come here, here also you can see the cookie is associated. That's mean every request which is associated with your, which is going from your client to the server, that will transport your cookies, which is not the case in your web storage. So this is something important about the cookies. We saw this network. Let's jump back to the application, see the cookies. So again, if you're refreshing and say get, you're getting the value. Why? Again, because we don't have expiry. So if we click on delete, it will not do anything because we don't have anything here. To delete the cookies, the only things, or to delete the cookies, is to set the expiry as a past date. So we'll be doing here, to set the expiry of the cookies, after the values you can have something like expires, then here you can have a date. So to get the date, what we'll be doing is new date get to UTC string. So once we click on the delete, what it will do, it will set the expiry of these cookies as the current time. Current time means at the time when this statement executes. So next moment when you will refresh your page, you will not find your cookies. Why? Because that time the expiry, your time or the expiry will be as a past time, so it will be removed. Or to make it more make more sense, what we'll be doing is, let's say your d as new date. So this is your current date. Then we'll be setting the d as set time, and in d dot get time, and we'll be setting as past time. That's mean let's 10 second, and now we'll be using d. So this is your current time minus 10 seconds. So ultimately here setting expiry as past time. So that's mean it will be considered as a expired and the cookie will be removed. So this is how we delete the cookies. So let's save, jump back to our page. If you still refresh your page, you can find your cookies because we haven't executed the delete yet. If you say get, you got the cookies or your values. If you say delete, and if you refresh this section to see if any changes there, cookies is gone. So this is how we delete the cookies. And if you jump back to network tab, and if you refresh your page to see if any cookies is associated, you can see we don't have any cookies associated with this your request. Why? Because we don't have any cookies here. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching my channels. In case if you're liking my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share it. Thank you so much.